dry growing context, and it will further continue the adaptation of the genetics that I've been working with. And then potentially if I move to another state, another growing climate, so on and so forth, 10 years down the line, you have some really diversely adapted genetics that you could pass on. Along with the tomato seeds, I've also would like to start saving seeds from my own lettuce, kales, Swiss chards, mustard greens, but it was honestly just too wet of a growing context in Vermont to save seed. You really got to be on it, or you really got to have the row cover, and it just wasn't working out for me. So I also have 17 different varieties of garlic that I've been growing for the past 4 seasons. This will be my 4th year replanting the garlic. So that's why I need to, it would be nice to align with a property before the end of December, say, before winter really gets kicking, because that way I could lay down a mulch, start building the soil, start retaining the moisture, and I also need to plant this garlic. If I can't plant this garlic this winter, then I'll need to put it in the fridge for vernalization. Check out a YouTube video on my channel if you want to know more about vernalization, but essentially what it is in short is that you're simulating winter. So you put it in the fridge for the amount of months that it would have been in the ground through the wintertime, and around the same time your garlic's coming up in the springtime, around April. I could speak on this because I've done it twice. You plant those cloves that were in the refrigerator, and then they turn into a full head of garlic. But if you don't do that process of simulating winter and you just were to plant a garlic clove that didn't go through winter or think it went through winter, then you wouldn't get a full bulb. You wouldn't get a full head of garlic from planting that one bulb. So it's very important that I get these varieties in the ground this fall, but if I can't do that for some reason, if I can't align and create relationships with another human being that allows me to, that allows themselves to be a part of this land exchange program, then I'll have to work through the wintertime to align with somebody. I can put all the garlic in the fridge and then plant it in the spring. But that's not ideal, because it is a big gamble with 17 different varieties. Doing it with one variety, not that biggie. So I say that I want to dial in my crops. I've been growing like 25 crops for the past 3 years, and then this year I kind of dialed it back a little bit to really zone in, and I want to do that a little bit more, because this is how I want to make my livelihood and my living. Not only do I want to grow nutrient-dense food for myself, my family, and my community, but this is also how I want to make my income, my job per se, my purpose in the world that just so happens to create me an income. Because the way that the system is designed, so on and so forth. So 17 different varieties by 2028. Right now is at about 70 pounds, and I want that to be 5,600 pounds by the year 2028, because then I could sell my own garlic that's been adapted to 2 different climates across the 50 states of the United States, and that would basically secure my livelihood. And then all the vegetable production and other nursery production that I'm about to talk about would just be add-ons per se, but the garlic is the main vein of this whole vessel. So what I really tapped into last year and the year before, but I was able to do it to scale last year, was in an 80-foot bed. You could also check out my YouTube channel if you want to see more about this. It's planting garlic with tree seeds, part 1, where I planted an 80-foot row of garlic with black walnut. And the garlic protects the tree seeds during the wintertime from rodent protection or animal protection, because the scent from the garlic, the aromatics, it prevents them, it deters them essentially. So I had perfect germination, and I just found a California black walnut right around the way from my new house in Nevada. So I want to harvest those seeds when the time is right, and I want to continue my garlic with tree seed interplanting trials. And then the trees become nursery stock that then can be sold either locally or online as well. Yeah, so I have a lot of goals and aspirations and plans that I want to enact, and I'm going to. It's just a matter of aligning with the right person and the right property. And I do want to eventually own my own property, but for right now, that's not how I'm able to do this. I'm able to do this with aligning with people who are on the same vibrational frequency and see the vision. Yes. So that's how this is going to be done. I'm looking at my notes right here, so that's why I keep on looking down. I used to focus on value-added products like pesto that I would make. Very exclusive batches of pesto. My homemade elderberry tonic. Teaspoon a day to maintain wellness. And then collecting apples from trees off the side of the road or in people's yards of people who didn't want to harvest them with permission. Make apple sauces, pear sauces, apple cider. That's a lot of work though, to do all of that and just be one person and grow 25 crops, grow the garlic included, dry that, process that, replant the garlic the next season, grow all the tree crops in between, harvest those, find homes for them, do the farmers markets, sell to co-ops. For one person, that's all way too much, and I found that out this past season. Need a second person. Either I align with a partner, and I mean a relationship partner, like a female woman. Hey, how you doing out there? If you're interested, no, but seriously, you need a partner if you're going to do this on that large of a scale and you have all those ideas. If not, then you got to really zero in. And that's what I learned from the first farm that I worked on. And he was all like, we tried the market farm thing. It's all way too much. 20 different crops with 20 different harvesting times. And you got to go to the markets and this, that, and the third. And I was just kind of like, that was like my third year in farming. And I was like, that's kind of a cop-out, because I was all getting into the market farming videos and bop, it's so amazing. And then you actually do it on scale, and scale for one person, which was an 1/8 of an acre plot. Previously, just had a 40 by 40.